Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this first wind seminar for the fall semester. It's a pleasure to welcome today Dr. Siyu, who is principal scientist at Ballard Power Systems in Waterloo, BC. And these are our wind seminars for today. Dr. Ye was educated at Xiamen University in Fujian Province, China, where he obtained both his BSc and his PhD. He spent 3 years at the University of Duisburg-Essen as a postdoctoral fellow funded by the Volkswagen Foundation before coming to Canada as a postdoctoral fellow at the Université de Québec at Montreal in 1991. In 1994 he moved to Hydro-Québec where he was a senior research scientist, and he joined Ballard Power Systems as a senior research scientist in 2000. He was promoted to principal research scientist in 2002, and he's also an adjunct professor at UBC. Dr. Ye is internationally respected as an authority on polymer electrolyte membrane, that is PEM fuel cells, and he's played a key role in developing robust anode and cathode catalyst technologies for Ballard. He is in fact leading Ballard's next generation catalyst development program and has had many years of experience in catalyst materials and electrode design. He has more than 100 papers to his credit and a large array of patents. Dr. Ye has co-authored the book, and he's also written several book chapters on PEM fuel cells and electrocatalysts. Today his talk will describe recent research and development on next generation fuel cells and electrocatalysts. So please welcome Dr. Ye.
Thank you, Dr. Carty. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure and honor to be a speaker for this wind seminar, and I'm very honored to be here. I think I have two reasons why I stand here. Number one, as I explained to that, I'm Ballard employee. I will, of course, always want to get an advertisement of Ballard and fuel cell to everybody to let them familiar with what fuel cell is, what's our current challenge, and what the future we want to be. Second reason, I think, is the most of an important reason is WIN is a world-leading nanotechnology institute. So I have so many talent here that work in different areas of nanotechnology. You may say some of them is not really directly related to fuel cell. However, that is something we really want to learn from, because many of the future, at least I think, the development in fuel cell, particular catalysts, will become from the people who are not familiar with fuel cell maybe, because that's research and effort is really, really interdisciplinary effort. So that's the reason why I want to be here and to learn from you. For that reason, particularly for the second reason, I'm a student here. I want to learn from you. So if any mistake I make here, please point out. I try to correct myself. As Dr. Carty said, the title is Current Research on Next Generation Fuel Cells and Catalyst Development. So my outline is mostly try to give a little bit introduction about what's a fuel cell and how this role in relate to our clean power or clean energy in a total, and a little bit very brief introduction to Ballard Power System, and give some recent progress in PEM fuel cells and point out what's a major technical challenge for fuel cell commercialization. From there, as what we say often, challenge for us maybe is opportunity for you. So I will be trying to point out some opportunity and future direction of the catalyst for fuel cell. From there, I give a very brief conclusions. So talking about the fuel cell, we have to think about how that's directly linked to overall clean energy or clean power. So we all know that clean energy markets grow up significantly, particularly in recent years. That actually is a mix between many different areas, not only fuel cell, include solar, wind, bioenergy, of course, battery. I don't know for what reason I didn't mention here, because I will be talking about that a little bit later on. So we believe with the continuous product cost reduction of the fuel cell, and fuel cell will play a more important role, or I should say key role, in clean energy space. The reason for that is because all of those, the other like solar, wind energy will be get advantage of use fuel, and of course I should say fuel will get advantage from them to generate the fuel hydrogen we want to use. So then what is fuel cell? This is mostly for those people that are not familiar with fuel cell at all. Fuel cell basically is electrochemical devices that continuously, there I want to mention is most important, is continuously convert chemical energy to of the external supply fuel and oxygen directly to electrical energy. So basically they have two fuel cell reactions. One is at the fuel cell anode. Sorry for this, PowerPoint is not listening to me anymore. Is a hydrogen on the fuel cell anode side is a hydrogen come from and react with catalyst to form a proton and electron go to external circuit and react with oxygen as mostly come from air and to form water. So the overall reaction is just hydrogen, oxygen generate water and heat and electricity. There is no any other side product that is not good for our environment. So as I say, I maybe intended or unintended miss battery because I want to use this slides to comparison between fuel cell and battery. So battery is slow back. Is mostly the fuel and both fuel and oxidant are stored internally, and when you need charge or discharge it, they just go generate the electricity you need, and the internal component will be consumed when you fully discharge it. So of course, when you charge it, it will be back. However, for fuel cell, both the fuel and oxygen is supplied by from externally, so you can continue from your external resource as long as you have enough space for that hydrogen, particularly air, oxygen just come from air. And those internal components are not consumed at all. So many people concerned fuel cell and batteries compete with each other, but for me, I really think that is actually complementary with each other, even include supercapacitor. Those three electrochemical devices actually is a help with each other in more ways than compete with each other. So from technical point of view, we think these three devices are friends. They are not compete with each other, they help each other. So actually, they have many different types of fuel cells. For Ballard, we're only working on polymer exchange membrane. They also call polymer electrolyte membrane, PEM, fuel cells. So different from other like solid oxide fuel cell, molten carbonate fuel cell, or the phosphoric acid fuel cell. Another one I didn't list here is the alkaline fuel cell. Is the PM fuel cell actually they can work on many range of the power from sub-kilowatt up to the over milliwatt range. So from sub-kilowatt, you can see they can use it for laptop or even small house cogeneration to this telecommunication backup forklift up to the bus, and then from here you can use it to distribution energy generation. So I want to use this one to show how does a fuel cell work. Actually, as I said before, the fuel cell actually have both the flow field from both anode side and cathode side, and the hydrogen from either methane or natural gas reforming come from anode side and generate a proton, and the proton will go through the PEM membrane, and the electron will be consumed by external and generate electricity and flow back to the cathode side and react with the air the oxygen come from air, and also the proton through the membrane and generate water as byproduct. So to make the fuel cell work for different type of the voltage requirement, you can build a fuel cell stack that basically stack together many fuel cells, single cells. So that is one of the key advantages to use a PM fuel cell. So you can, depends on what's the range of the power you want it, you can either change the number of cells or change the surface area of the electrode. So to get the power you want, to get the current range you want, or get the cell voltage you want, stack voltage you want. So what's the benefit of fuel cell? I think talking about that one, we have to talk about the user, although the vehicle penetration scenarios that people have predict, although many years have been going to great progress to continue reduce this, we call the green gas emission from current car. However, our population will be continuing increase. So the overall, the petroleum use will be continuing increase. With this continue improve in this fuel efficiency through that vehicle emission control is never can be even maintain or decrease this fuel emission or decrease the use of the petroleum. With the battery, that is a hybrid car or any others, you can stabilize a little bit, but with continued increase of the population, it cannot be maintained or decreased anymore. So only combination about the fuel cell car or fuel cell in hybrid with electric car, you have opportunity to continue reduce the use of petroleum. So that's extremely important for our future and future generation, because this petroleum will be continue consumed and there will be end up with nothing. So, and not only for that use, the environment benefit for like pollution control and others also need help by use this fuel cell. So the fuel cell benefit is not only for environment benefit, is also for our the sustainable energy requirement. And also in addition to that, they have a technical reason to use fuel cell. Is first of all is a feature on power. Since we can continue provide high quality electric power, and we can refueling when you need, like our current standard car use your gasoline, not necessarily recharging. So we also need a very minimal maintenance because we don't have too much moving parts within the fuel cells, and our relative low operation temperature, that is compared with other high temperature operation. So it's mostly around 85 degrees C. And the high energy conversion efficiency, particularly compared with internal combustion engine. So because of those benefits, the fuel cell actually has been applied into many different fields. Some of them has been already show some, not only environment and benefit, they already show the economic benefit. So we classify the application of the fuel cell into three main territory. One is the stationary power. In there, they include supplemental power and backup power. So the difference between supplemental power and backup power is only when you need it, you do it. So that's more like APU start. So maybe running for minutes or hours. However, recent Japanese nuclear power problem makes that usually battery-based backup power become unreliable, because I was told that is actually is not the pump, the hydrogen, the cooling pump problem, is backup power problem, make that the cooling pump not start to deliver this. So in that time, the backup power will become a supplemental power, so they will be running for hours and hours. Battery cannot do that, but as long as you have hydrogen in that environment, fuel cell can do it. That's actually the reality for many developing countries like India. They treat this as a supplemental power, it's not really backup power. And distributing power generation, that is initially mostly for some area, you don't have to build your long pipeline or electric power to provide grid to provide power for those remote areas. But it's also important for those areas, you can generate hydrogen as a waste, like a chlorine alkali industry. You have to burn that because of a safety issue. So you can use those waste hydrogen as your fuel resource to generate high quality power, particularly for peak power applications. So you balance all of your power with a very low cost. Third one, residential cogeneration. As we say, fuel cell generates not only electricity, also generate hot water as another side product. So you can combine this electricity and heat to provide your small home with both electricity and hot water. By combination of these two, you can get your overall fuel efficiency over 85 degrees C easily. Motive power, so number one, of course, talking about motive power should be first is for transportation of a small car, and also the bus and the material handling. I will give a little bit example for the bus application in the next slides. So third one is for portable power, like laptop, battery, or any others. So after that, talking about, we want to give 2 slides talking about Ballard power system. I think for some people, you may know Ballard is global leader in PEM fuel cell. I think that's well recognized. So we provide clean energy fuel cell product that enabling power system at a wide range of application. So our current goal is put fuel cell to work. It's not just a try demonstration. They must be work for themselves. So we have extensive research in last over 15 years. Some of them is actually joint development with Dharma and Ford. We have been working them for more than 10 years. Since 2007, we split our automotive focus to a company called, we split to them and purchased by Dharma and Ford, and set up a new company called Automotive Fuel Cell Incorporation, AFCC. Actually, we still share the same building and lab together. So not only on this research and development, because we have many years, maybe that's because of mostly time frame. So we have know-how in some key area like stack operation, system integration, and fuel processing. So we position ourselves as a global leader in both technology and product. And for markets, because of a financial reason or breakthrough, as Dr. Carty asked me when we break through. So we mostly focus on the multi-market growth, focus on some we can generate revenue and retain easily. To get that, our strategy is not only work alone, because I think there's no one company in the world that can do everything by themselves. So we work with many systems integrated together. For example, with plug power on material handling forklift, with the BAE system on hybrid bus system, and for high attack on backup and supplement power, and for key to pure solution on that distribution generation. So as we say, our product the portfolio is ranging from very small, like this 1020 ACS, that's for, ACS stands for air-cooled stack. So that one have a lot of benefit to simplify the overall system, because we don't need a humidifier and air function as both reactant and cooling. So that makes the system extremely simple. So many people can take that immediately and to use that. And for others is mostly for, like this one is for the mostly for power, distributed power generation. This one is mostly for material handling. This one is mostly for bus application. So and we also have not only built a stack, we also built a module. So that includes most of this gas and water, even controlling system inside. So we start from the stack and the module and up to system to work with others and with ourselves. The particular here is called the Downtherm. This is a company we purchased from Denmark Power, and then they generate the whole system with us now is part of Ballard. So from there, you can say Ballard product portfolio not only on fuel cell stack is also extended to module as well as completed fuel cell system. So to get this breakthrough, we want to continue have a cost reduction, and we already achieved 45% from the 2008 to 2010 across all of the product, the cost reduction. So we'll be on track for further 20 to 25 this year. So this example, I just want to talk about how we're working on bus program. So at this moment, our bus program still heavily rely on government support, particularly not support to our fuel cell stack and module. It's mostly support to build those infrastructure, so make this fuel cell bus can run in there. So that's mostly support by government. And that's some example. One says, how about fueling structure? I always told, say, Ballard only make car, we won't build highway. So that is one we rely on government to make this infrastructure. So we also work with the bus OEM and system integrated together to make this fuel cell high efficiency and cost effective. So this is one example. We use this, we call HD6 fuel cell module to run 30 bus, fuel cell bus during the Olympic game in Whistler. So actually that is more than 80% of our overall the bus running during winter time. So I think is a total maybe 32 bus, 28 was provided by fuel cell. Of course, we always put 2 in preparation in case some possible unexpected failure. So we expect we'll be continue to grow this market because it show a lot of interest from other system integrators and also different areas like Europe, Brazil, North America, they all have a demand on the fuel cell bus. Although Ballard have split our car or automotive business to Diamond and Ford in 2007, however, we do have a very long history and experience in this fuel cell stack for car. So that's our most real world experience come from. Those world experience help us significantly how to improve our next generation product because those failure mode and the others will give you guidance, what is your lack of for that first couple of generation. So I think the Ballard has been provide more than 130 vehicle, but that's before AFCC split. We still provide stack to AFCC to build the current generation Diamond Ford car. So in that time, this number, the fuel cell stack on car is more than combination of any other fuel cell stack supply in the world. So we have been running on 24 cities, and more than 6 million passengers has been take our car in that time. So in that time, we already accumulate more than 4 million kilometers and close to 200,000 hours operation. That's real world experience and data give us a lot of guidance for our future development. Before I move to more technical side, any question? Okay, so I'm talking about the current, more recent development and the future direction fuel cell. We have to talking about what's our goal and objective on the next generation fuel cell development. So goal looks like easy. You must be developing demonstration your fuel cell power system technology for stationary power and transportation application. However, to get that goal, when you go to more detail, you will find that's extremely difficult for many different ways. So number one, we compete with a very, very mature internal combustion engine. So they have more than 100 experience. They have improved significantly in last 100 years. We have to get our fuel cell product as good or even better than them. For that, we have to demonstrate our higher efficiency. We have to get our cost down to equal to them. We have demonstration our durability equal or better than them. And for stationary power, we also have to demonstrate our efficiency is better than them, durability as good or better than them. It's the same thing for other like auxiliary power unit and portable power. So from there, maybe you can see significant requirements still needed. However, recent progress has been indicated a lot of progress has been made for the cost reduction towards the 2015 DOE goal. You can see we have more than 30% cost reduction since 2008. If we count since 2002, we already achieved more than 80% cost reduction. That is great progress into there. Although to get this 30 kilowatt, we still have a long way to go. And if you're talking about the overall, this is system stack cost reduction goal, well, you can see most of them is projected to has to be high volume. So if you still maintain as low volume, it's extremely difficult to get that overall system cost reduction. So from there, sometimes we keep the fuel cell cost reduction. Yes, we still need it, but however, with not help of overall high volume, it's extremely difficult for us to do so. If we get that high volume today, we maybe already achieve many of these current what we wanted. So from there, you can guess what's the key challenge for fuel cell development. And from here, I'm mostly talking about technical challenge for fuel cell commercialization. So again, repeat, fuel cell as a car, for example, has to compete with most mature internal combustion engine on the road condition they can experience. You cannot just go to ideal road, ideal condition. We also have to be applied everywhere, not only in BC, in Waterloo, you have to go to maybe North Pole or desert area. Or maybe cold, maybe warm. So you have to be free startable, and everybody can use anytime. So you not only target for city driver, we target for real world application. So I already talking about for that, you definitely need this as cost effective and durable as current intervention. It's for me. Sorry for that. So from there, maybe you can easily conclude that cost and durability are the major challenge to fuel cell commercialization. Within that, they have so many different fuel cell components I'm talking about before, and catalyst and the membrane are two main contributors. So since I'm more catalyst guy, I won't touch membrane, so the most rest focus will be on catalyst. So what it is catalyst, sometimes we call electrocatalyst, because in fuel cells there actually is electrocatalyst. So by definition, catalyst should be a substance that increases the rate of reaction, but themselves should not be consumed in the process. In the fuel cell, they have two catalysts stay there. One is, as I said before, as anode to split hydrogen to proton. Another one is the cathode to reduce oxygen to water. So since we typical catalysts use noble metal platinum or platinum alloy, so we have to use that effectively. So we normally use high surface carbon as a support to make the platinum disperse well. So in this case, we can reduce the use of platinum so get more cost effective. However, challenge is there. If we use the platinum as our key catalyst, in last 15 years, the platinum price have increased dramatically. If you're talking about our platinum loading reduction, maybe that is not as high as the price increase. So that's a big challenge for us to maintain this cost. I just use current platinum loading. So continue to reduce platinum use in fuel cell definitely is number one challenge for us. Second one is even you have good catalysts use the platinum there, they still degrade during the fuel cell environment. So particularly the carbon as a support, as I was talking about before, they will be corroded. That's reason is that during the fuel cell, we have to start up and shut down from time to time. Sometimes for real world experience, you can't always protect your with hydrogen. So hydrogen has to be emitted after you shut down your engine for safety reason. So when you restart, both side anode and cathode side will become air-air. So for that air-air start, you basically change your fuel cell environment. One side is air, another side is hydrogen plus air. So when you start, sometimes the peak will go to very, very high. So it's sometimes even beyond 1.4 volt. This is high cell voltage will be accelerate this catalyst dissolution and our support carbon corrosion. And this is one example is that when the carbon corrodes, the platinum or platinum alloy catalyst will be also dissolved and or even leave the carbon support. So for that reason, catalyst support is extremely, stability extremely important for us to maintain our fuel cell performance over a lifetime. Sorry to switch between these two. Second one is platinum itself, the surface area will be decreased during the operation. As I mentioned before, catalyst is supposed to be the material that should consume themselves during the fuel cell reaction. However, in fuel cell environment, they did consume themselves because our acidic environment, oxygen there, high potential, all of this makes the platinum noble catalyst become more or less noble, and then they will be dissolved and oxidized and migrate to membrane. So they contribute to our overall performance degradation. Good things in the last couple of years, we did make a great progress on the catalyst performance and durability improvement. So this is one example from the Argonne National Lab. They use the nano-segmented binary catalyst. They claim have a 6 times of the activity improvement compared with platinum. Particularly if they combine with iron, gold as a ternary anoic catalyst, they also have an opportunity to improve not only the activity, but also the durability. Another example is use this co-share catalyst. So I particularly choose those one is mostly related to nanostructure catalyst. So they also have opportunity to continue reduce the platinum usage because they have a 4 times improvement for mass activity, and they also demonstrate extremely good durability. This is, for example, with 50,000 potential cycle, that's mimic like a start-stop of the car in the world. There's almost no performance loss. And however, if you use existing carbon-supported platinum catalyst, even after 30 cycles, is already close to 40 millivolt performance loss. And another one is the carbon nanotube. Platinum nanotube as used as a catalyst from the N-rail also demonstrates some great progress into the specific activity mostly compared with existing catalysts. They also show lower catalyst surface area reduction in compared with the conventional catalyst. I think John Wei is also working in this area, has achieved some similar or even better results. And talking about platinum progress on platinum or platinum anoic catalyst is all focused on platinum. We hope someday we still can use non-precious metal catalyst. This is one example did make a great progress in using non-platinum based catalysts to achieve the performance and durability they want. Actually, recently another paper published in Science by John Paul Dodney from the INRs also showed similar or better durability, high current density performance improvement. At Ballard, we also demonstrated in 2007 that we can achieve 5,000 hours operation. That's equal to 105,000 miles equivalent. So we get no less than 5% of a performance degradation within this 5,000 hours. But this is at 1 amp per square centimeter, is real world needed power, not as those mass activity tests only based on 0.9 volt. So we do have opportunity to get the durability as we wanted. However, that is based on relatively higher platinum loading, not something we want as a DOE 2015 goal. So that's the reason why we think we need more work on that. After that, we do some failure mode analysis. We understand that catalyst layer thinning and corrosion and membrane damage and platinum dissolution are the key contributor to this performance loss. So from there, we want talking about a little more focus on catalyst support is, as I said before, to make this platinum or even other catalysts more cost effective, we have to disperse. So for that, we have to use catalyst support. For catalyst support, we really want to have some ideal or desirable characteristic. For example, high surface area porosity, and chemical and electronic chemical stability, and mechanical stability also. And we also want certain form, physical form to maintain during the fuel cell operation. And of course, we want a high conductivity. Usually, the carbon possesses many of these characteristics. That's the reason why it was used as catalyst initially and still mostly used by fuel cell catalyst support for product. However, they do have some disadvantage we're talking about later on. To meet those performance and durability goals, Ballard's approach is like following. So definitely we want to go through eventually non-precious metal catalyst if that's workable. And we actually start with, like many other catalysts as a fuel cell developer, we start with Vulcan carbon support catalyst, and they still used as baseline catalyst for many, many people, university, national lab, or even some small startup company. However, when we put this as real-world application, we quickly found either performance or durability cannot satisfy our requirement. So for durability-wise, we gradually changed this to graphitized carbon-based catalyst. So you will know regular carbon changed to graphitized carbon, that significantly improve the stability. And continue working on that to make the performance improvement. At the same time, we also changed to platinum alloy catalyst, either on the same carbon or use a high surface carbon to further improve performance. And for both way, we want to go to durability this way, performance this way. It's a little bit difficult to do either of them. So we see that although I showed before some great progress on non-precious metal catalysts, however, the performance is still not good enough for real-world application, and durability is also an issue. So we classify this still as early R&D phase. For this alloy support high surface carbon, yes, they do show some great performance improvement. However, those transition metal dissolution is still a key challenge for the real-world application. Those high surface carbon is also didn't show good enough corrosion resistance. Our ultimate goal is go to here. We don't know what it is yet, so we want everybody here will help us to get the performance and durability we wanted. So for performance-wise, with existing technology in combination with many ways, like alloy catalyst, different support, even change ionomer in catalyst layer, or also change the combination of all of them, we do demonstrate we can get this mass activity in small scale tests to reach this DOE 2015 goal. So this is also achieved by combination of many ways, not only catalyst material and also the catalyst support. And choose catalyst material is important, but understand their interaction is also a key to get the durability improvement. And of course, catalyst layer composition is extremely important to maintain or enhance your activity. However, we still didn't get the durability we want, particularly when we continue to reduce our platinum loading to the cost-effective way. So we have to working on some further improvement. So talking about carbon as choose as the catalyst support have reason because I have many good characteristics. However, when we go to detailed analysis, we found some of the characteristics of a carbon support. Actually, their properties conflict with each other. For example, carbon functional group. That is really good when you disperse the platinum onto it because those functional groups function as an anchor site to make the platinum on there. So you can get very good dispersion of platinum. And also, because of that, you also improve the platinum support interaction. However, most of this functional group is oxygen-containing functional group. So when they stay there, it's so relatively easy to be further oxidized to carbon dioxide. So in this case, that is bad. So that degrades faster. Another one is, okay, carbon is not good. How about graphitize it? So make this like graphite. That's great. You significantly improve the graphitization, so that means corrosion resistance improve. However, when you make this to more graphitized, you make the surface more inert. That means you don't have any more functional group. So in this case, the platinum dispersion utilization is significantly reduced. So we have to find some way how to make the platinum support on highly graphitized carbon with a strong interaction, not like this inert one with low interaction to make this good. For that reason, in one of our collaboration projects with UBC Professor Ginga, we try to functionalize this graphitized carbon support with a different way. We successfully to improve the both performance and durability at the same time. So that is I think in that time is the first time we really can achieve with that high durability one with even slightly better performance improvement. I think this has been demonstrated in the stability assembly test. We haven't have a real fuel cell test yet. That is still in progress. So talking about beyond the conventional carbon, so we have to think about use some non-conventional carbon. So first of all is carbon nanotube, jump of our mind. In collaboration with Professor Andy Sun from West Ontario University, I think he will be a speaker here next week. We initiate some collaboration project in the nitrogen carbon doped carbon nanotube. Initially, when he talked with us talking about carbon nanotube functionalized carbon, we immediately point out we don't want that type of functionalization because oxygen is something we don't want. So nitrogen doping or any other type of doping might be something we want to try. So for that reason, we choose nitrogen doping as a new functionalization method for the carbon nanotube. Very fortunately, with this, normally we worry about with any doping on this carbon nanotube, the electric conductivity will be issue. Very fortunately, we get this improved electric conductivity and at the same time improve this platinum dispersion for it. So this example that is compared with conventional catalyst with a regular functionalized carbon nanotube, we get some improvement in the high current density, but not improvement at all in low current density. The high current density improvement is mostly because of the structure benefit of the carbon nanotube. However, if we use a nitrogen doping carbon nanotube, we improve both low and high current density. So that means we not only take advantage of the carbon nanotube as a structure builder, I call that, but also improve the platinum dispersion. Very interesting to us that is we also try to manipulate the nitrogen doping contents to improve the durability. So you can say without nitrogen, you can get very quick the electrochemical surface area reduction. With 8.4 atomic nitrogen doping, you significantly reduce this, but still reduced. So another area is the graphene. I think in this institute, because it's nanotechnology, I think many people are familiar with this. That is a new type of a carbon single atomic layer sheet of a graphite, not like a carbon tube rolled together. So this is a two-dimensional material. So because the discovery of these two gentlemen get the Nobel Prize, so that's indicates this is some area maybe even can expand even more. It could have some more interest in this area because it's still not where discovery areas. Many things need to discover. What's going on here? I think I shut down. Sorry for that. Oh, okay, understand it. High tech. Sorry. So for the same reason as carbon nanotube, well, we don't want to start with plain graphene because the interaction with metal is extremely difficult. We start with nitrogen doped graphene. So in this case, we can maintain this same structure. However, I can get dispersion. Before we go into there, we actually try use this nitrogen doping graphene alone without any platinum to see if that have any benefit. So this work was carried out, unfortunately, not in acidic environment. We're on the alkaline environment. We do demonstrate, we show even better performance compared platinum catalyst in alkaline fuel cell. And also interested that is under this accelerated stress test protocol that mimic a real world the durability testicle, we also show we have a better durability. And since this is very preliminary results, so maybe you can argue that this 0 time is a little bit conflict with that. However, this test under different current density. So you can see from talking about the performance, we're mostly talking about onset potential. This platinum-free catalyst even better than platinum catalyst. So also the demonstration better stability. This still very preliminary results. We need further working on that. So let's go to talking about opportunity and future direction for catalyst for fuel cell. So we're talking about many progress. Everybody should be happy with that. And we want to do better and better. We want the world to accept the fuel cell as accepted as internal combustion engine. We don't want to say, okay, give you something to try, and if any problem, come back to me. No, I want to give them to try, no problem. So that's the reason we want to continue to improve both the performance and durability furthermore. Fortunately or unfortunately, I think most of the fuel cell, particularly in fuel cell catalyst development, is more arts than science. If that's a wrong comment, sorry for those scientists. And because we do learn a lot from others. However, the try and fail make us it's extremely difficult to achieve even further. So we really want to understand how can we, from nanoscale point of view, understand the fuel cell inside the fuel cell. So that needs solid scientific understanding, because this understanding is very, very critical for us to further progress. So nanotechnology definitely can help us for that. Another one is not only technology itself, is the characterization method used by nanotechnology scientists and engineers, particularly for those surface-sensitive technology, will be help us significantly to improve our fundamental understanding for catalysis in fuel cell, because most of the fuel cell, or I should say all of the fuel cell reaction actually is a surface reaction. So that's very different than what common understanding like bark properties. So those surface properties need surface-sensitive technology to understand. So most of the nanotechnology scientists and engineers, they master this type of technology already. So their understanding and tool will guide us to further improve our catalysts, hopefully for both performance and durability improvement. So what our next generation catalyst should be looks like. So as I say, our previous catalyst development more like trial and fail and try again is more arts than science. So we don't want to go that again, because that's very time consuming, very not cost effective. And we only want to do one for one particular application. That's not a science. We really want, we can from nanoscale point of view to plan the sequence of the either oxygen reduction or hydrogen oxidation on our reaction site, and we have a targeted reaction for wide of range to do something, understand something, and design something. So nano engineer can help us, right? Question mark, of course, at this moment, you can tell me. And we also really need to understand the overall knowledge on catalysis. So in that time, we need a wide platform. It's not only platform one particular stuff. So in that time, we need the knowledge of people to help us to build that. And at the same time, when we do that, we need the help from whole society to understand what's our future sustainable society needed. So when I make our next generation, I should say next generation fuel cell in the world, they already satisfy the people's future requirement. It's not something going to say, oh, we realize, sorry, we didn't know that's a problem. For that one, like I put next two slides, I have a key example is, one is catalyst, structure, activity, and stability relationship. So we do make great progress on performance and durability by using this catalyst, next catalyst. However, we're still far from to understand how this is true with link with each other. This one example that is just one catalyst you treat under different temperature, you generate different type of the order structure, and one of them is related to good performance, one is related to good durability. Why? How we can manipulate that better to have a both good is any nanotechnology can help us to do. We want to do that in real world to really show we understand that, give the people, when we sell to them with certain confidence. We don't want to give the people some product when the people ask why, I say, I don't know why, just make it. So in this way, I really want nanotechnology research method can tell us what is really happened there. Not only for one XRD, I know that because this is from this paper, as any other technology can understand the minor difference, but it's very important difference between these two. Another example is that people talking about mainly like core-shell structure. And initially, when we're working on platinum alloy catalysts, we quickly figure out those alloy catalysts will be dissolved in our real-world environment. And after that, those dissolved generate some we call skeleton type of structure. Although the top surface looks like more platinum-like, looks like more stable, but however, you expose those areas to outside, so the stability is still not good. So when you continue to treat them, you maybe can generate real causal structure and evidence by those characterization, so you can get a better performance. So how can we, from nanotechnology point of view, to minor tuning this to make our core even less noble matter content and our shell more stable than that? And I hope nanotechnology can help us to continue to improve it. Talking about carbon a lot, I think carbon have good advantage, but they do have their disadvantage. So how about we go into non-carbon support? So all non-carbon support hybrid with carbon support. From there, I think they have a lot of experience from heterogeneous catalysis. They understand how the real reaction happens through the active site or through the catalyst support interaction. This is using like gold nanoparticle and titanium oxide support as an example. So from theory, modeling, and real experiment, they understand a little bit more in there. Is those experts working this can help a fuser to understand more fuser reaction? My answer definitely is yes, but how is rely on you to tell me. Other than the catalyst as a material, this use one example like catalyst within the catalyst there, maybe can use carbon nanotube, metal oxide nanotube, or metal nanotube. In future, we not only want to use the outside of the surface area, we also want to play around this inside of a tube to not only improve the platinum dispersion, we also want to get better gas accessibility, or in very long or ambition call is that even for that to control our humidification inside the fuser. So from there, we want the nanotechnology or method, we treat this as a nanoreactor, even one carbon nanotube or oxide nanotube itself, to tell us how can we manipulate, should say, nano-engineer it to get a better surface active site, better hydrophobic, hydrophilic we want it, and better reactant or product in and out. So from there, in some day, we can really use our catalyst as a real reactor, but we understand how it's going on, so we can make it better. Talking about some of this, I think the particular fuser catalyst research is a truly interdisciplinary research and development. And from there, we not only need to understand what the fuser attribute needs to be, understand the material property, and we also need to understand what's our design capability and operation condition. The only we complete this whole cycle, we can really get a better fuser product in the future. So to get that, of course, doesn't matter which way you choose. The understand the underlying mechanism is the #1 requirement to really get one. So we believe the reliable, durable, high-performance, low-cost fuser will be achieved. And that's of course should be combination with all of these three. And I think I'm talking about already. Future and development of a cleaner, cheaper, and more efficient process really require interdisciplinary effort. That's really many wide range. I don't want to read that again. But among those, nanotechnology and nanomaterial, particularly, that's to my point, novel catalyst is truly will play a key role for heavily impact our future energy system. You target for global impact, high impact, I think that's one way we can get from it, learn from it. So I talk here is not only for my own work, as many people contributed to this, not only from Ballard, also from some collaborator, Anderson, West Ontario, and Elo Kinga from UBC. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for your attention.
Will you be able to respond to some questions?
Yes.
Questions, please.
Yes.
Very interesting talk. Just a question about the surface area.
Yeah.
Whether there are data that demonstrate that if you exponentially increase surface area by 2 porous structure, what's the effect on the energy of the catalyst?
That's a good question. I actually have a couple of slides because time I didn't want to show. In surface area, I think you are expert in this area. We all understand the different type of surface area. Is nanopore, mesopore, and macropore. So in future, with our current engineer design, in future maybe we can do better. Mesopore surface area is the #1 important because that surface area is mostly deal with your platinum dispersion and also ionomer penetration. So it's not the standard BET surface area, everything together, the higher the better. Mesoporous area, the higher the better.
Let me ask you a question. I may have misunderstood, but I thought you said that the experiments with graphene alone were better than the platinum supported on carbon.
Yes, on alkaline fuel cell, that's the result.
That was the boron, that was the
nitrogen doped. Yeah.
So the graphene itself, the nitrogen doped graphene, is a good catalyst?
Okay, I think this is even better people to answer me. Currently, many non-precious metal catalysts is a combination of the transition metal, carbon, and nitrogen together. So they still have the argument is what the metal, particularly iron and cobalt, play a role in those non-precious metal catalysts. Some people believe that non-precious metal is only play as a seed to generate the catalyst site for this catalyst. So that's basically the carbon, nitrogen play a role for the catalysis. So this nitrogen doping graphene, maybe by that particular process, already generated that catalyst site with or without the help of this transition metal. So that they have many non-precious metal catalysts that initially show the performance better than platinum catalyst in alkaline fuel cell. Yeah. So that's one reason alkaline fuel cell gets important gradually is they don't need noble metal catalyst. But they have another issue, of course.
At this point in time with graphene, I suppose it would be quite expensive to even attempt to use boron and nitrogen doped graphene, is it?
You are absolutely right. I think it's I think when we present a carbon nanotube 1 year ago, people asked the same question, but we do realize that carbon nanotube price dramatically decreased in the last couple of years. So for those new material, as an industry research, have to question ourselves is what's the fundamental reason for that high cost? If that fundamental cost is because of small volume, the people in the first industry try, when you scale up, you can get that cost down, you still should working on it. Like membrane, like carbon nanotube, like graphene. I think for when I read most of the paper and talking with some people, they don't believe the fundamental reason that graphene or carbon nanotube should as expensive as it is today. So this should be decreased significantly in the future when the volume become higher and then more people make it. The current process is mostly maybe labor intensive.
There was one time when people were looking at ruthenium platinum catalysts for fuel cells. I didn't hear you mention ruthenium. Has that sort of gone out the window? Or?
Oh, you're talking about ruthenium iridium?
Yeah.
Actually, that's the catalyst we are still using.
I see.
Yeah, but with slightly different purpose. In our fuel cell product, we have ruthenium iridium, I'll just tell you.
I have, it's kind of related to the hydrogen part. I'm not sure if you, but for industrial purposes, you have to have some safety things regarding these things.
Mm-hmm.
What are the challenges in this industry for getting like approval, safety approval for hydrogen storage, or what are the safe ways of handling the hydrogen?
Yeah, currently the car powered by fuel cell is use a hydrogen tank as you use a gasoline tank itself. And Dharma, Ford, and GM, and also the work with NASA has been demonstrated before with the standard industry collision method to use this one to say they didn't find anything worse than gasoline-based car. The #1 single reason that is if you get gasoline, if something leak or something happen, you will spray everywhere. As long as it's spray everywhere, there will be immediate get fire. Hydrogen, because the lightest element in the world, they go immediately there. So you can, of course, you just sit down beyond it, maybe you're unlucky. So for that reason, the industry pay much attention to that to put this hydrogen tank at the area that don't have safety concern. Like for bus, we normally always put it onto roof. So if they go there immediately. And then we also have a lot of hydrogen sensors there to make sure there is no any safety. So I think future industry is a very conscious industry. They take care about that very well. And maybe I should not say that anyway. Go ahead. I don't want to compare with batteries. So that's okay. I just want to say we're very careful for that.
Can I add one more question? What's the main source of this hydrogen? You said methanol?
At this moment, the different depends on where the location it is. The hydrogen can come from either natural gas reforming, methanol reforming, or even water electrolysis. We also use some waste hydrogen, as I showed before, from that chloride alkali industry. And Mike talking about this morning, nuclear actually can generate a lot of waste hydrogen that's used as hydrogen. And in the future, when solar all can generate a lot of hydrogen you need, because without generating hydrogen anyway, they cannot be run smoothly. So we can take advantage of that.
Yeah, of course, hydrogen is, the production of hydrogen continues to grow quite dramatically.
Yeah.
Because of the use in hydrogenating oil from the oil sands, for example.
Yeah.
For hydrogen. So hydrogen's been around as an industrial gas for
That's right.
years.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Actually, recently the Toyota houseware in the California have built hydrogen infrastructure there. That's for economic, not for show. The hydrogen cost is also cheaper than gasoline already. So that's very small scale. So you can think about for future, that will be. Yes?
Actually, my question is regarding the hydrogen flow inside this carbon nanotubes or graphene kind of experiments that you showed us some results. What's the minimum size of these flow channels, let's say, and the hydrogen is flowing inside these size of nanomaterial?
That's a very good question. At this moment, the carbon nanotube-based catalyst, actually we try to only use the outer surface at this moment because we still lack of understanding how can we make that platinum inside of that and make lithium accessible to that. That's actually, I put that as a future direction. Want you guys to help me to do that. So they have some modeling work on that, but experimentally, we don't. We deposit platinum outside.
Is there any limited size? How small should it be according to your facilities to make this?
They definitely have a limit on small size. If you want to use the internal surface area, you must be that inner diameter is big enough when you make a platinum, and then they can go into it. And when you make into catalyst, either your ionomer or others can penetrate it in some way, except we discover some new electrolyte in the future. And you guess, always in this three, hydrogen is the smallest one. So that's the least concern. The inner side now is already in nanometer size. So if you really want to give a number for that, I would prefer is at least beyond 2 nanometer. Below that, I don't think I have any benefit.
Any further questions? Yes.
I don't know if I can answer it, okay?
I challenge that you realize engineering in a different angle. When you look at all these catalysts, the possible next generation catalysts and so on. And I kind of read an article about making platinum nano wire mesh, like a fishing net kind of structure, which gives durability, and also along that fishing net, there's a grain boundary between different crystal structure, crystal grain, and that boundary actually enhances the metal activity quite significantly. And do you think that may have a future at all?
This gentleman actually is working in this area. Actually, Ballard also support him through that engagement program on this platinum nanowire and nanotube. So initially, actually, we interested in that is mostly for durability point of view, as you point out that is platinum when you're going to continue to decrease this particle size, you thermodynamically less and less stable. So this nanotube nanowires have at least two-dimensional, so they can disperse this energy evenly, so you can get a higher durability. And we also know for specific activity point of view, when you're going to become more defect or disorder catalyst, your specific activity is decreased. So that one maybe also improve your specific activity. However, there's still one thing we need to continue working on is mass activity.
Let me finish by asking a tongue-in-cheek question. For old people like me who've been around a long time, the fuel cell has always seemed like tomorrow's technology.
You're right.
Tomorrow never arrives. It's been like that for 25 years. I guess I'm just asking whether you think the future looks brighter now than it's ever been, or are there still so many problems to resolve that, you know, as a going concern and as an industry, this is still difficult?
Yeah, many people also post in the tube and some say why fuel cell is always 10 years away. And I think myself answer that is not exactly correct. I just caught some people say, Toyota public say within 2015, they will sell fuel cell power car Highlander with 40,000 each. You want to buy it, they will sell it. The price is high, you think, because current the Highlander is only 28,000. However, their current hybrid car is 35,000. So it's only 5,000 away, but you can say only 5,000. What you mean is only 5,000. However, our overall fuel efficiency and others will give this $5,000 back within 2 years. So Dharma and others is also commit, but that's not as maybe clear as this. So I think the fuel cell have a little bit, because we didn't work for Dharma, so I can say something more proudly. But anyway, they have more political reason than technical reason. So if you still can sell your car with a combustion engine with cost-effective, more high profit, why you want to put your money into something have a narrow profitable when you. And also another way is how government will continue to support the infrastructure building. No company will build that for it, right? So there are two, there's a link with each other. If you don't build the infrastructure, car cannot be sold in high volume. Say you don't have enough high volume, why I should build your infrastructure? So I think the fuel cell, compared with other like a battery electric vehicle, we are more non-technical harder than others. That's my personal view. So I think we are mostly volume, infrastructure, government support, and profit related. And other one have much more technical challenge than us for real application, not for demonstration.
Well, I hope you'll join me in thanking Dr. Ye for a very interesting talk on what is a challenging area, but you know, one with a lot of science. Thank you very much. It was very informative.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.